Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott McKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, welcome to Industrial Talk. Thank you very much for joining the #1 industrial-related podcast in the universe that's backed up by data. It's all data-driven. And we celebrate industry professionals all around the world because you're bold, you're brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you collaborate, you solve problems each and every day. You're the hero in this story, absolutely. Thank you for your continued support of this platform. We are broadcasting. We are at PowerGen. Dallas, Texas is the location. It is a collection of problem solvers. It's a collection of solutions. It's a collection of professionals that have your best interest at heart. If you're in the power business, some way, shape, or form, you're missing out if you're not here, because all the cool kids hang out here. We have two individuals, last name Roberts with an S. Don't forget that. The first one's Robin, and the next one is Paige. The company is Central Power Systems and Services.
Love it.
Yeah, see? Let's get cracking. You guys having a good conference? This is the first time.
Yeah, we've had a great conference, and first time we presented. I've been here many times.
See? So you go over their booth, and there's a big doggone piece of equipment just stuck there.
Yeah.
It's big.
Yeah, you want to know the truth?
I want to know the truth. I don't want you to lie to me.
It's little.
Shut the front door.
Compared to the other stuff
really?
we do, it's very small. That is a mid-sized generator for us. For this show, it's a giant generator.
Heck yeah, it's a giant generator.
Yeah,
what does it spit out?
That one is 400 kW, natural gas, and designed to run in the oil field and interestingly sit on top of a wellhead, use the gas that comes out to make electricity to drive the pump that pumps the oil out, and that's what that specific generator does. And we make a bunch of them.
Wow.
Hundreds a year.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Do you make them?
Yeah, we build them.
So you're vertically integrated from a manufacturing perspective. You must buy the engines and then you assemble it according to your specifications.
Yeah, we assemble, but we also make a whole bunch of like the panels, the enclosure, we designed and engineered it, all of the development, and then we have teams in the field which matches our name and services. We have teams in the field who support that product through its life. That's an unusual prospect for most companies. They either build it or they service it. Very few companies build it and service it.
That's why your card says "and services."
There you go.
All right, before we get chirping on more about your business.
Sure.
Let's get a little background. Robin, give us a little background on who you are.
Robin Roberts. I've been in this industry 32 years. Started in distribution, and now I've moved over, and we have a distribution and a manufacturing company. I bought Central Power Systems and Services 10 years ago, and we've been rebuilding it and building it since. About a little $100 million company. 2025, we're projected to break $1 billion. So we're rocking and rolling.
And he's on my podcast.
The growth is insane.
It is. We've done some nutty things. It's been a lot of fun.
Son of a gun, that is so cool.
Yeah.
Paige, give us a little background. Chirp, chirp, chirp.
Ooh, well, once upon a time I asked my father for a job and he told me no.
Yeah.
And so I fought for a year to get into the company. And I went to go work for a competitor, and he told me I was not allowed to do that.
So what he's saying is like, no, I'm not going to give you a job, but then you can't go. He's dictating too much. It's not. It's dripping with hypocrisy.
We went around on that I wasn't going to ask twice, and it wasn't until I was going to go work for a competitor that he was like, wait a minute.
Well.
And
truth be told, come on.
Yeah, I wanted her to go to work for somebody else. This is true because if you're going to work for your father, you need to know that the rest of the people in the world that run companies are jerks too. So that when your dad is a jerk, you're like, well, it's normal. And so I needed to be able to treat her like a real employee and rough her up a little bit. And so needed her to go learn a lesson.
I've held a couple of different roles in the company. Recruiting has been my favorite so far, so I really take on a lot of the challenges of hiring, which is something we are doing insanely right now. We have added 100 headcount to our team in the last 4 months.
Yeah.
The elephant in the room is one. The fact that I'm having a hard time finding key individuals for my business. If I want to expand, I'm having a hard time. This is what people are saying.
Yeah.
How do you incentivize, or how do you bring those individuals on board? How do you do that?
Oh, our culture
Why?
really speaks for itself. That goes a long ways for us. We are fortunate to have one of the only companies in the area that does what we do, that's also ran by individuals who have done what the people we are looking for do. So our COO, our CEO here, Robin, they've all started as mechanics in the field. So they know the job, and that goes a long ways because we really respect our technicians in that way.
It's important to have that street cred.
Yeah,
especially in the oil industry. Come on.
Right, and the culture and the nameplate and what we've done and the reputation that we've built is how we're able to attract people, and it's done a fantastic job. Now to her, I'll give her credit in this. I also did something innovative with the company. Recruiting is always run under HR, right? Well, HR does not know how to go market to people, so we put recruiting under our marketing team, put her over it, and said, all right, if people don't know who we are and don't understand our culture, they won't come to us. And so we just began to press out into the world that, hey, this is who we are and this is what we do. Come work with us.
Passive recruiting.
And it has
always.
done a fantastic. It's done a fantastic thing for our business.
That's interesting. I never thought of it that way, but you're absolutely right. HR tends to be
what the hell
sort of
does
the
HR
keeper.
know about marketing?
That's right. The keepers of the attraction of
Yeah.
resources.
I broke that chain.
So
Well,
my goal is to constantly be letting the world know what we do, who we are, how we do it, and why they should be a part of it.
Paige, I have
whether
to
as
ask.
a customer or employee.
I have to ask the question. The question is, what is your educational background?
Hilariously enough, not what you might think it is. I actually have a degree in animal science.
It's
of
kind
all
of
the
fitting
things.
for what we do.
Animals.
We joke.
Way to go, Shecky.
Yeah, and it honestly, where I am now is just an attest to, like, my dad's really given me a lot of creative freedom in this.
Yeah.
And I've also grown up
Goals.
with him in a shop. I grew up watching men that I respected, and I loved turning wrenches. And so that goes a long way. For me to, again, attract help is I love these guys that we have in our shops. So when we talk about our culture being the key factor that separates us from the competitors, it's that we love our guys.
Robin, what in your business model, you have services. You've got the assets. You've got the generation systems. Why do you think that many of the companies don't have the service component? What's the roadblock there?
Well, the roadblock is something. It's a very different business, right? Manufacturing and services, they look completely different.
Yeah.
We bought a service company and started manufacturing. So our roots are in service and support. And in the distribution of parts and service and supporting, products in the field. That's where we started. And then about 9 years ago, we said, shoot, let's build some great products that fill in these niches where we can't get things. And so we started developing fantastic niche products, and then it just grew from there. And now, like, we had a very good distribution business and parts and service business, to the fact that we have 20 branches across the United States, right? And this manufacturing thing we started 9 years ago is about to overwhelm that. It's just blowing up. And part of that is the market. The data center market has gone crazy. We've been in the data center market 20 years providing services and just distributing products. Now we're going to build them.
He said data.
Oh, yeah.
Did you say data? Data, yeah.
We do
What?
a ton of data center work.
Data
It's 2/3 of our
center
business.
work.
Correct.
So you're providing the generation for these data centers.
Correct.
Which is by Backup. Oh, yes. I got it.
Got it.
Are you doing stuff in Reston, Virginia?
Yeah.
Because that's a big area for these data centers.
We've quoted stuff into there. I don't know that we landed products there yet, but we're doing Atlanta, Grand Rapids, Reno, Nevada, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Austin, all over. We are doing a ton.
I got to tell you,
Kansas City.
You're in a catbird seat.
Yeah.
Because what was it? It was last year. I think I was. It was at Distributech, and they were talking about the demand for power growing 3 times as much.
Correct.
I can't really sort of swag the time in which that demand, but it's all be driven by these data centers and this need for that.
So the data center demand,
Yeah.
whatever they have in demand, they have to have in backup.
Yeah.
And so whatever you hear demand drives backup in our systems, and so it's been a great ride. We've been doing it 20 years. We started when it was just a little bitty industry.
Yeah.
And we just worked at it, and we built a reputation, and we kept working at it, and it kept growing. And then all of a sudden now it's on a rocket ship, and it's taken us on a rocket ship.
Yeah.
So I hate to say that I think you make your own luck. Like we made 20 years we made luck by being good in the data center industry, and now the luck is now we get to ride that rocket ship as it just takes off.
Yeah, it's an insane market out there.
Yeah.
Insane market. Paige, tell us a little bit about, and I want you to put your future hat on. I'm not going to talk to Robin.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I want you to put your future hat on.
I'll drink my coffee.
Outside the simple fact that you're in a male-dominated sport,
Oh, yeah.
but you get it, which I like it. Where do you see this progression going? What do you see happening in the marketplace today?
Oh, man.
Kaboom.
It's we've never seen anything like what we have right now, and if there's no slowing it down, it's going to continue to grow. Even when I go to like hiring events where I'm talking to kids about where they should go for their future, I always tell them power generation is the place to be right now. It's the more that we continue to rely on electricity. We're moving to EV cars. We're moving to, just everything that we are doing is continuing to consume more and more and more on the energy side. And that backup power that we're talking about is, if you're not already thinking about what you're going to do to continue to provide power on the back end of everything, because our grids just can't handle it. And
see, that's a whole nother conversation when we start talking about the infrastructure.
Yeah.
Everybody's screaming for more power, but you need to go to A to B.
How are you going to get it?
How are you going to get it there? And I'll just, truth be told, I was a journeyman lineman. I was climbing towers for Southern California Edison. And you know what conversations we were having back then when I could do that? The same doggone conversations we're having today.
They've never fixed it.
It never was fixed.
It won't get fixed.
And you just can't just bundle conductor.
Right.
And with the structures, the existing, you just have an engineering nightmare. I don't have an answer.
Well,
way
this
above my pay
influx
grade.
just makes it less reliable. This massive influx is coming in from data centers. It's just going to make the grid less reliable.
right.
Because it's going to overwhelm it. And that's good for us because
And then,
we build backup power
you know what
systems.
happens when we overwhelm the grid? They start doing rolling blackouts.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, brownouts.
Unheard of
brownouts.
when I was climbing towers. You don't do that.
Yeah.
But now they're doing it.
They're, yes.
Common. We have manufacturers come to us, several of them here at this show, and said, hey, we need a natural gas system that can run in the afternoons when we get browned out. Because when they stop production, it costs them millions a day.
Yeah.
And so we have those kinds of conversations constantly.
You bring up a good point. So we talk about data centers. We talked about what you provide.
Yeah.
There is this ever-expanding conversation around distributed energy. So I'm on the other side. So your generator's on the other side of my meter.
Yeah.
So it's over here.
Yeah.
And so you're getting sort of these collective generating, let's say, neighborhoods that address those power challenges. Are you having those conversations?
Not as much. We only do very little in that business. We are mainly on the backup power generation side and in the oil field where we're supporting the power of the sites that don't have a line. You go out in Midland, Texas, out in the middle of the desert, there's no power line.
Yeah.
So you have to create energy right there, and you have gas, but you don't have electricity, and so we convert the gas into electricity right there on site. That's the only place we do distributed energy. And I know there are other companies looking at doing that for manufacturing centers or other warehousing, but that's not what we do.
Yeah, but see, you guys are, again, you're nimble enough, you're wacky enough, you're able to sort of...
He pegged us.
You're able to sort of, hey, that sounds like an opportunity, a potential opportunity.
Right.
Let's investigate it a little while and then see if that's going to be the right place where we want to play and have a good time and expand. How do you, because you shared some of your financials, how do you keep up with that expansion? That's a financial question.
It is. It's an interesting question. We bought the company 10 years ago in the normal way that people
the
in my...
Central Power Systems?
Yes.
You bought that company?
Correct. I ran a competitor to them that had a different territory, chief operating officer. I grew up in that company for 23 years and and had some fun. Said, hey, I'm going to go buy my own. He came over and bought Central Power Systems, which was a little business compared to where I was. And we just took it and we wanted to go massive with it, and we've done that. And describe it is, I wasn't trumped. Like I was a kid born and raised in Western Kansas in a town of 50 people, so I didn't have any money. I went and borrowed it from the bank, right?
Yeah.
And we paid it down over time as we grew the business, and now the bank has ridden with us. We've done really, really well. We're able to go to customers who trust us because we've been around so long and we're so good at it. We demand deposits for certain things if they are creative products that aren't normal. Like we demand a deposit. We do those things. Like we've just been able to ride a cash flow to keep up. Because you're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
To keep up. What I learned as a CEO that I didn't know was that you spend a lot of time thinking about where am I going to get the money. And so,
it's exactly correct.
It's so true.
It's
Who the heck is going to fund this
How
next
are we doing
grand
this?
plan?
And so, I have a fantastic banking relationship from years of success.
Yeah.
And I have an investment partner that is a minority that is amazing. And I've just been able to build those kinds of relationships over time with so many customers and so many things like that. It's all relational to me, and they all trust in what we're doing, and and they're running with me.
See, and that's
they trust in him.
Yeah. It just seems, based off of what I hear, I'm just an guy on the outside looking in, seeing the way the roads are sort of converging is sort of interesting because running businesses myself, it was always a cash flow conversation every single day.
Well, you don't run a business to go broke.
Yeah.
No.
You're always worried about
You make
that.
decisions about what do we invest in, where are we going, what's the future. And what I've learned as a CEO is that I spend a lot of time thinking.
Yeah.
I have to. Thinking and planning and thinking of the future. Like, I'm constantly there. I've got people who are stuck in today and they're really good at it and they need
Tactics,
to be.
yeah.
And I stick to where are we going, what are we doing with it, how's that working, and what does the future look like. And that's, I would have never predicted that, but to me it's fun because it's the next thing to learn and grow.
And because of the, wow. Wow.
These are my good boys, man. They're good dudes.
Coffee delivery.
Robin's amazing.
He gave me the wrong one earlier.
Did
He gave me
really?
one without cream, and he knows better. He brought me the right one.
So, because the market is so hot.
Yeah.
I can only imagine how you're sitting by and you're saying, "Oh man, how do you deal with sort of that corporate ADD?" Go over there. Go over there. I got to do that.
Thankfully, I'm not corporate. And I don't have to be. We're an individual ownership, a private company. We don't have to get into the corporate. But you're right. We deal with the customers that are.
Yeah.
And there are things coming all the time. And I'll tell you, you have to be able to weed out, I would say, the customers who are full of crap.
Yep.
And the customers who really are going to do something. And you got to put your time where it matters. And then what I've learned is to focus on what can we be great at. Maybe not what we are great at because you want to do new things. But what can we be great at? Because there are certain facets that fit our business nicely and other facets where you're like, well, that'll be a waste of our time because I don't think we can ever be great at it. We'll only be good. And if you can only be good, don't do it. And we built a company around the pursuit of greatness. And so we're laying down those foundations to be able to, we've turned down certain projects. And when I told you we're going to go in and build niche products, there are people already building certain things and they're really good at it and they've been doing it for a very long time. We stay out of it. We distribute that product. But when it comes to what we're going to manufacture, it's going to be niche stuff that people need that is small enough volume that giant manufacturers won't take it, but we can. And it takes enough super engineering prowess and understanding of the process behind it and the service that's going to be taken care of that we can really lay a great, get our hands around that thing and hold it from the cradle to the grave.
You guys are exciting.
I don't know about that, but it's fun. We're excited. It's so much fun. I thought of.
I like it.
Here's my second. I thought about retiring, a couple years ago. I'm not doing this for the money anymore, right? I'm not. I'm not. Now he's giving me advice, don't do it. But the point is, now I'm having so much fun. I haven't thought about that.
Yeah.
The
No, it
passion.
hasn't even entered my mind. Like, we're just killing it. It's fun. I watch my people grow. I watch our teams grow. We're doing new things. I watch my daughters grow. I watch these, and I just sit back. Now I have more fun when other people are successful than when I'm successful. It's so much fun.
My favorite quote that I always brings up to mind with this is like Andy Frisella once said, "Winning is more fun than fun is fun if you're doing it right."
Winning is more fun.
Winning is more fun than fun is fun.
Sounds like the new administration coming in.
Yeah, those guys are nuts, aren't they?
They are. I love it. Paige, how do they get a hold of you?
cpower.com or LinkedIn.
So the URL is CPower.
CPower. The letter C is in Carl. Power.com.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's not a bad URL.
Central Power.
Yeah.
Power.
CPower.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm hard to
Come
find.
on.
Facebook, RobinRobertsRacing.com. Go back to my Street Outlaws roots and have some fun with it.
Mad, I tell you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Thank you very much for being on Industrial Talk. We are broadcasting once again from PowerGen here in Dallas, Texas. You got to check it out. You get people like Paige and Robin. Dazzling conversation. All right, we're going to have all the contact information for these two professionals out on Industrial Talk, so stay tuned. We will be right back.
You're listening to the Industrial Talk Podcast Network.
That was a great conversation. Always a great conversation on Industrial Talk. Get to highlight great people like Robin and Paige Roberts with an S. Make note of that. Central Power Systems and Services is the organization. cpower.com. Easy to remember. Reach out. Everything is out on Industrial Talk. So you need to connect with them. We're going to post and, tag and do all the stuff that we need to do to make sure that they get the traction that they so deserve. All right. Industrial Talk, again, is here for you. Make 2025 a success. That means amplification of your message. That means put it out on Industrial Talk. That means this platform is for you. You have a podcast, you have a message, you have some. You just need to contact me. Just go out to industrialtalk.com and you will connect with me and we will have a conversation or two. All right, be bold, be brave, dare greatly. Hang out with Robin and Paige, and you will be changing the world. We're going to have another great conversation shortly, so stay tuned.